That's the thing. Sometimes these coordinators, like I'm gonna be real, sometimes these coordinators, they be really good coordinators. Sometimes they don't be great head coaches. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't be great head coaches. Like, and you can tell certain things. Like when you a head coach, no, when you a coordinator, when you're a coordinator, offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, you just have to worry about the offense, calling the plays, designing the plays, coaching the plays, all that shit. That's what you got to worry about. Defense, same thing. You got to do all the defense. But when you're the head coach, you got to deal with the offense. You got to deal with the defense. You got to deal with the special teams. You got to deal with the practice squad. You got to deal with the trainers. You got to deal with the transportation people. You got to deal with the scheduling. You got to deal with the general manager. You got to deal with all these different avenues and people and all this shit that you got to deal with as a head coach, and that take a certain personality, and that take a certain person to do. So sometimes them brainiac ass niggas, they can't do that because all they know is like X's and O's and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They know X's and O's and they know football. I'm not gonna say they don't know football, but like I'm looking at Ben Johnson. I'm looking at Ben Johnson. You got to pay attention to a coach on the good plays. You got to pay attention to the coach on the good plays and on the bad plays. Like, of course, football is an up and down game. It's an up and down game. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes that shit exciting. But like, I just seen him kind of like huffing and puffing and rolling his eyes and shit like that, and not even like add on no ref shit or anything like that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at his quarterback a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like at the quarterback. And mind you, you got to hold your quarterback to a certain standard and shit like that. But like, if you're gonna hold a football player accountable or shit a grown man, like you gotta be at him. You gotta get at him low key. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he fucking up or if he not making the right throws and the right reads. Like you gotta kind of get on him a little bit. You can't be over there like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be doing that. You can't not do that. You gotta man up and you gotta tell that nigga like nigga you missing. You feel me? You gotta get on him. And there was reports. I'm not gonna lie. There was reports saying that it was. Hold on. Okay, when you dealing with a quarterback, especially a quarterback like Caleb Williams, like that nigga, mind you, you already his third coach, and he ain't even been in the league 2 years yet. This is his second year, his first game, second year. You're his third head coach, so you gotta when it's time to hold that nigga accountable, when it's time to hold him accountable, you gotta get at him. You gotta really put the pressure on that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't uh you can't sugarcoat it. Like you can't like huff and puff around it, or you can't make this nigga like read your mind to let him know that you mad at him, or like he fucking up. Like no, you gotta be like nigga, you missed that throw. You did this, you did that. You gotta let that nigga know. And I'm sure that they talk. I'm sure they talk. Like of course they talking, but just the type of talks that they having. Um, I hate that offense. I hate it. But ain't shit I could do about it. So ain't no point in being mad at that. But when you just watch the shit, like body language and all that shit is part of it. And I'm not gonna take none of the blame off Caleb Williams either though. He missed some throws and he knows it. He knows it and shit like that. But you gotta bounce back. You gotta bounce back and you gotta make them throws. So I just think with them two niggas, the head coach and the quarterback, when they both man up and decide like that they gonna just beat them two top niggas, you know what I'm saying? Then then that's what it's gonna be. Then that's what it's gonna be because we started off really good. We started off really good, and I just don't know. I just don't understand how we just didn't close that game. I just don't understand how we don't close that game. Like We can create all this hype in the off season and the preseason. We can create all this hype and shit like that. And then the very first game just reminds you of all the shit that we saw last year. All the shit that we saw last year is the shit that we seen tonight. You know what I'm saying? Besides the first fucking touchdown, besides the first touchdown, because we worked down the field and scored a touchdown on the first try, on the first drive. Besides that, all that shit looked like last year. Defense do its thing, defense touchdown. Hey, we could do that. We known to be able to do that. We known for our defense to be able to score touchdowns. But what I'm saying is all that shit looked like last year. All that shit looked like last year. We run the ball. We can run the ball really well, and then we do these fucking screen passes to the wide receivers on the edge, and they just never work. Like they never work for us. When those plays work, even for other people, when those plays work, they're like great plays because it's like fuck. Okay, we threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. We did not expect to get 6, 7, 8 yards off of this shit. Anytime we do it, we lose yards or we gain no yards. There's no point. I hate them plays. A screen to the running back, yes, that's what we actually should be doing because DeAndre Swift is that nigga. After what I'm saying, like with the ball in his hands, like he that nigga. So I don't understand why. I don't understand why we don't do that. But them wide receiver screens are so trash. My thing is, it don't matter who the fucking guru is. Like the Bears need a black head coach. Because all these niggas, all these nerdy ass dudes that come in and coach the Bears, right? Because they gurus and shit like that. They think that that's the future and like that's all the shit, right? But these niggas don't. These niggas never played. Wait. That nigga never played. They never showed that nigga in no pads and helmet past fucking middle school. Past 7th grade, they was talking about, oh, he was drawing plays and blah 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 blah. No, I think they won a state championship. I think they said he won a state championship. But goddamn, nigga, like you not no fucking guru, obviously. Obviously or not. Because you brought this fucking play action bullshit. Like, how the fuck are you gonna play action every time? You want to be under center so bad. Like, let your quarterback what? You just making it hard. You're just making it hard for the dude. I hate that offense. I hate that offense so bad, man. And I want to check Bears Twitter to see like what other Bears fans are saying, but like that offense is trash. Shit, we just gotta tighten up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta tighten up a lot of shit. O line, we got this new improved O line. Apparently, you know what I'm saying. We can't not false start. For some reason, we can't not false start. You know what I'm saying? Like we be bringing over these high profile coaches and stuff like that. It's supposed to be gurus and stuff like that, and we be having false starts and delayed games. I don't understand. I mean, maybe that shit is just the part of the game because I guess the Vikings had a delayed game too, but they ain't have no false starts. They ain't have no false starts. You know what I'm saying? That just means they all on the same page. That's what the fuck that means. That is what that means. You don't have no false starts. Other penalties you're gonna get. But if you don't have no false starts, like you is structure. You know what I'm saying? What funny might say structure. That shit structured as fuck. We ain't getting no false starts. You know what I'm saying? So the Bears gonna have to tighten this shit the fuck up, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I know that's probably gonna sound crazy because I'm not no NFL player. You feel me? I'm not no NFL player. I don't know nothing about the NFL for real other than me being a fan. But of course, like if y'all can go, y'all will go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Of course. But it's just no way. There's just no way you have all off season and like I follow you niggas on the ground. Y'all niggas be working out, y'all niggas be down in the way and this and that on the gram and fashion week and shit like that. Y'all niggas can't even play week 1. That shit unfortunate. That's why niggas stop posting on the gram. That's what it is. Niggas start posting on the gram. I mean, they going through something. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up mentality. That's a fucked up mentality. I'm gonna change that. But regular niggas do that shit too. But yeah. These niggas all summer they was working out, they was doing fly shit and shit like that. Niggas can't even play week 1. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? And I found that out. I found that out. Of course, you know they had reports and shit like that, but I found that out when niggas was coming through the tunnel with they fly gear on. When niggas was coming with the shit on. When niggas was coming through with the swag and all the, you know what I mean? You feel me? They was coming all the shit. Them niggas, was not there. Them niggas was not there. So the fact that them niggas was not there just let me know, like, oh, these niggas is not playing. They're not fucking playing.